Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Coleman, Executive Director for Bellingham Sea Feast, and we're back for another season of KISS, Keep It Simple Seafood. This month, we have Ficus Chan with Crab Bellingham. Ficus is also a vendor at Dockside Market each and every month. This year, we are going to be focusing more on our fishing community, as well as the fisher folks that actually go out and catch the fish, and the recipes that they like to make. Ficus is doing his scallion ginger crab, and or what do you call it?
Ginger Scallion Crab.
Okay, stay tuned.
So we have our Dungeness crab here. We can only keep and catch males. So I'm going to show you a way of killing them humanely and then how to clean and process it. Best way to clean the crab, some people, they like to put it in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes so that the coldness brings them down to a chilled and calm state. So in the center of the crab is its heart, as well as a real concentration of its nerves. So if I poke right into it, it will put the crab out of its misery. So the next thing I like to do is to remove the top, which is called the carapace. And you can either pull the legs out through the side, or you can hold down the legs and just lift up on the carapace and peel it off, just like a cap. Inside of the cover is one of the most delicious parts that I really enjoy of a crab, which is the hepatopancreas. It's like the liver function for a crab. Not everybody enjoys that, but it's a delicacy considered by many people around the world. The rest of the crab, you can see, has its mouth sections, and we'll peel that off, as well as the gills. And in the center here, you can see there's a bit more of that crab butter. And if I'm steaming this crab, I actually just like to put it in the steamer whole like this, and then afterwards you can actually enjoy that part, much like savory custard. It's really good. Just split it in half, and you can shake out the contents of the crab. Okay, and you can see it's quite clean. So I like to wash my crabs prior to cooking. And normally I have a kitchen scrub, but I just have this brush for now. And just in some fresh water, you just want to rub off as much of the mud as you can. We're going to want to break up our crab into smaller pieces, as it's pretty much like a stir fry. With nice kitchen shears, you can basically find the segments of where the leg appendages are attached, and you just cut it. It's very simple to follow along the line and just to remove the legs. And it's the same thing with the claws itself, although I like to separate this chunk of the claw. That leaves us with our center bits here, which I like to just use a cleaver. And you can see that there's different sections where the leg usually joins the center crab. And if you just find the seam in between and just bring it down, you have some nice chunks that you get off. I kind of like to call this the breast of the crab. And you get 4 nice pieces out of that. This dish is the Ginger Scallion Crab, and so we have ginger, fresh ginger, and I've washed it. You don't have to take the skin off. You can if you want to. We have scallions, garlic, and onion. So with the ginger, if you take a piece off like that, you can just smash it, and that's nice. You could do it that way, or you can cut off little medallions as well too. For the scallions, I'm going to chop off the end bits here. Cut it into fourths, but with the white parts, I'm going to separate that. And the greens we'll reserve for later. 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to smash it. Smash. Smash. Smashing helps release the flavor. With the onions, I like to make slivers. And our ingredients are ready for cooking. We have some rice wine here, Shaoxing wine in this case, and then we have some sesame oil, but we'll apply this to the dish once we're cooking. But for the sauce, we have 3 main ingredients: soy sauce, light soy sauce in this case. You can use a little bit of dark soy sauce if you'd like as well too, but this is just light soy sauce. A little bit of oyster sauce, and a little bit of sugar. In this container, I have a cup of water, and I'm just going to mix all these things together so that it's easier when I'm cooking. It's ready to go. So there's the soy sauce, again about a tablespoon. The oyster sauce, tablespoon. And the sugar. Add that in there, about a tablespoon of sugar as well too. And we'll mix and let it sit. Now, if you wanted a little bit more color, you can add the dark soy sauce. You could also add a bit more light soy sauce if you want, and salt and pepper to taste. And once we're cooking, we're going to want to thicken the sauce at the end. And so we'll use a tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with about a tablespoon of water. And you can just stir it together right now and have it ready. Before using it in the dish, you're going to have to mix it up again because the starch gets thick on the bottom, and you just have to stir it again and it gets liquidy and it'll be ready for use. Preparing the crabs now for frying. And so we have all the segments here, and I like to keep the similar sized pieces together as I fry so that you can control your cooking time and things like that. So we have the center breast meat. We're going to put to the side for now. And the legs, we will actually crack it a little bit, and I have these nice crab shears. I'm going to use that, and you just give it a little crack just to break up the shells a little bit so that the flavors get right into the crab from the sauce, and also the crab flavors can come right out as well too. We will be dusting the crabs with cornstarch. You can also use potato starch. And we're going to fry this. And most people probably haven't really considered frying crab as an option for cooking crabs. But when you do this, it actually adds a lot of fragrance to the dish. And the covering helps to hold some of the flavors in. And when you have a sauce that goes over top of it, it really helps to hold the sauce onto the crab legs, which makes it very enjoyable as you're eating it. So to a hot wok, we're going to add about 2 cups of oil. This is going to get hot fast. And I'm going to dust some of the crab sections to start with. One way to know when your oil's ready is if you take a pair of chopsticks and you put inside, and you get a lot of bubbles forming around the chopsticks. And start putting some of the crab in. We won't put too much so that we don't lower the temperature of the oil too quickly, which means that we'd have to cook it a little bit longer in the oil. So after about 2 minutes or so, you can flip it over and get the other side frying. We've prepared all our different ingredients. We have our sauce ready, our vegetables are cut, our crabs are fried, and we're going to combine everything together. Ginger Scallion Crab is actually a dish that I grew up eating, and so when asked to present something with crabs, it was the first thing I thought of. It's a very common dish for Chinese people to enjoy and eat. Since I was a kid, we would have this at Chinese banquets, if there was a wedding or if we were going out with friends. And sometimes my parents would cook it at home as well too. So when the wok gets hot again, we'll add a little bit of oil, and we're going to use the same oil that we fried the crabs in, just a little bit, just to get the wok with a little bit of oil on the base. Okay. We're very lucky to get to live here in Bellingham and get to fish and make a living at it. There's not many places in this world where you can actually do that and be home in time for dinner and be with your family and kids. The crab season here generally starts in October and goes through until April. It's all quota dependent, and if we use it up, then we're done. Currently, we still have quota to catch for this year. It's going a little bit slower probably than most of us hope. And there's a lot of competing markets, so it's just something that we have to work through. But as a fisherman, that's just part of our life. We have to kind of plan and prepare for high years as well as low years. So I've put the ginger, the garlic, and the white parts of the scallions together, and I've stirred that up. And I'm going to add the fried crab into the dish and stir that around. If you like spicy, this would be a good time to add some chilies as well too. So I'm going to add to this some of the rice wine. Give that a quick stir. I'm also going to be adding the marinade that we mixed earlier. I do find that it is a little bit light colored, so I will be splashing some dark soy sauce on as well too. So that's the marinade from before. And I'm just going to add a little bit of dark soy sauce for color. You don't have to do this. It's not required. And we will cover it for 2 to 3 minutes. So we're going to add the onions. And I think I'll add about half of the green scallions and top off the dish with the remainder at the very end. We had prepared our cornstarch slurry from before, and right now the starch is kind of settled to the bottom. It's a little thick, but you just need to stir it a little bit and it will liquefy again. And it can be added into the dish. And the thickening of the sauce is very nice because it wraps around the crab and makes it so that every crab has a nice coating of flavor. And to finish, we can add a little bit of sesame oil, again for extra fragrance and a little bit of shine. So all the ingredients are combined. I'm going to turn the heat off and cover it and let it sit. We're going to put together the noodles and plate next. We're going to plate this dish now, and you can serve this on the table on its own with a little bit of rice if you like, but one of my favorite ways to eat it and a common way to serve it in Chinese restaurants is to actually put it on some noodles. And the preferred noodle is something called yi mein. But here in Bellingham, it's not that easy to come by. So the next best thing is to get some fresh egg noodles, wonton noodles. You can get that at most Asian markets around where you live. And it's very fast to cook. And it only takes about 10 to 20 seconds, and then it's ready to go. So there's one bundle, and there's a second bundle. You could put more if you'd like. Stir it around just for a few seconds. And I'm just going to pour it out into my strainer here. The noodles are ready. If you want to be a little bit artistic, you can present it so it's kind of lined up to where the claws and legs would normally sit on a crab. And then pour the sauce over top. Sprinkle some fresh green onions on top as well too. And if you kept the shell, you can also place it on top for aesthetic value. All right.
All right, we're gonna plate it up.
Let me serve some out for you here.
Yeah.
Get some of the noodles.
And these are the wonton noodles, right?
These are the wonton noodles. And I'll give you a nice claw.
Yeah.
There we go. Get you started with that.
Yum. Okay, get yourself a little on your plate too. Let's try that.
I'll get one piece there like that. All right,
Perfect.
great.
Okay,
Enjoy.
you enjoy too. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep, that's good. That was very, very good.
You get a lot of the crab flavor into the sauce for the noodles there.
And I think, well, the way you did the crab and everything too, you would think that the crab flavor would be kind of taken out, but it actually adds a lot of flavor in here.
I think a lot of times the crab shells get maybe wasted or overlooked as something that gives a lot of flavor. When I eat crab growing up, you know, it was definitely all hands and mouth, and a lot of times I'd even crack the crabs with my teeth. But that's where a sauced up crab is great, because you get to enjoy the flavor that you lick or suck off of the crab shell, and it's definitely part of the enjoyment for me. The crab shells have a lot of flavor, and if I am doing a boil or a steam, a lot of times I will shuck or shake the crabs and just take the shell and I'll dry it in the oven a little bit, and then I infuse it into oil, and you can make a crab oil with that. It's really nice. Or crab butter.
Come see Ficus at Dockside Market. We look forward to seeing you. Learn more about these dishes and many more with Keep It Simple Seafood. I want to thank BECU for being our sponsor this year, as well as Alaska Gold Seafood for our nutrition sponsor. I look forward to everybody coming and seeing Ficus at Dockside Market. He's there the first and third Saturday of each and every month. I also want to thank the Port of Bellingham for their involvement this year, as well as the Community Food Co-op to use their space so we can film this each and every month for you. So stay tuned for more recipes, more things each and every month from our local fishermen. And we thank you very much, Ficus, for bringing us forward.